Okay, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, and magandang gabi. And siguro it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks kasi medyo nabis ang inyong lingkod sa lahat ng mga physical events. So, hindi tayo nakapag-programa ng maayos at nagkasunod-sunod. Pero itong linggo na to, siguro magpo-program po tayo ng mga 4 hanggang 5 kasi we have several events na dapat po nating i-live stream. And siguro po, sana po supportahan po ninyo ako. And of course, Christmas po tayo and even may outfit ay Christmas na Christmas din po tayo. Kaya yun na nga po, ang pag-uusapan po natin ay yung pagtulong ng iba't ibang organisasyon ng Filipino Chinese Chamber organization sa lahat na naging biktima ng Typhoon Odette dito sa Visayas at Mindanao at yun po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon at akin pong bago po natin i-play ang kanilang video na nakuhanan po natin nung nakaraan ay para mapaabot po natin sa madlang people o sa publiko na sila po ay handang tumulong at eto marami na rin po silang mga nakalap na donasyon, cash or in kind. At of course then siyempre dun sa mga gusto pong donate, 'di ba, na hindi nila alam kung saan nila puwedeng ipadala, puwede po ninyo itong kontakin. But later on, ibibigay ko lang po sa inyo yung kanilang contact number kung saan po sila pupuwedeng kontakin or puwede rin po dito sa ating programa, puwede po ninyo yung ipadaan, sa pamamagitan ng write down ng comment dun sa comment section po natin ng FB page, ng The Philippine Event News TV and of course dito sa ating YouTube channel, The Philippine Event News TV. Okay? So, by the way, sa lahat po ng mga of course, gusto ko pong batiin po kayong lahat ng Merry, 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 and a blessed Christmas to all of you guys. Tayo po ay December 26 na po ngayon at still Christmas pa rin, 'di ba? And I'm sure lahat po ng mga tao ngayon ay nagse-celebrate ng Christmas mapa sa bahay po nila o mapa sa mall. So, mag-ingat lang po tayo dahil merong mga viruses pa rin na umiikot sa ating paligid. So mag-ingat-ingat lang po tayo. Lagi po tayong maglagay ng mask sa ating mukha. At of course, kailangan din nating magpalakas ng ating immune system. Mag-take po tayo ng vitamin C with zinc. Of course, ako lagi kong nagtitake ako niyan. Araw-araw yan, walang palya. And of course, yun sa magaling din yan sa health, yung ginger tea. Kung wala po kayong ginger tea na powder, pwede po kayong bumili sa palengke ng ginger at ilaga po ninyo. Siguro mga 15 minutes na laga. Pwede rin paulit-ulit. Siguro mga 3 or 4 times ko ginagawa yun. Napakasarap at saka masarap dito sa lalamunan. Okay, kumbaga it's my mint. And at the same time, dun sa mga herbal plants din, 'di ba? Yung ito sinishare ko lang yung aking experience sa inyo. Like 2 weeks ago meron akong cough and medyo makati ang aking throat. Meron lang ako ditong halamang oregano and kumuha lang ako ng 5 na mga dahon nito at ito ay aking siyempre hinugasan ko ng 3 hanggang 4 na beses. Tapos iniligay ko sa mug and then yung kumukulong tubig, ipinor ko do'n and then, siguro waiting tayo ng mga 1 minute, 2 minutes para mag-sink in yung mismong lasa ng oregano. And then ininom ko yun in a matter of 2 days. Wala na yung kati-kati-kati ng aking lalamunan and ubo-ubo-ubo, 'di ba? So napakagaling po. Mas maganda sana magtanim po tayo ng mga ganyang herbal plants kasi in case of emergency, mapapakinabangan po natin ito. Okay? So, ngayon, bago ko pala i-play ang ating video regarding dito sa ating featured organization for today, which is the Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce Incorporated. Their office is located dito sa Binondo, Manila. Dun sa lahat po ng mga nanonood po sa atin, kung meron po kayong mga topic na gusto po ninyong, of course, na talakayin natin dito sa Usapang Kabayan, mag-message lang po kayo dito sa aking comment section dito sa Facebook page po natin and of course dun sa YouTube channel po natin. Mag-write down lang po kayo kung anong mga topic at sa susunod pong episode ay ating tatalakayin po ito. Okay? So guys, hindi na po natin patatagalin para mapanood na po natin kung ano po ang inilalaan ng Federation ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce Incorporated sa lahat na naging biktima ng Typhoon Odette sa Visayas at Mindanao region. Actually nga po habang sinushoot po 'yan yung video nila during sa kumbaga pagsasabi po nila ng kanilang tulong. Napakarami po na naitulong po nila at actually nga po even the China government tumulong rin po sila at nagpadala po ng malaking tulong para sa ating mga Pilipino. So guys, eto na po, hindi ko na po ito papatagalin. Panoorin po natin ang speech at saka paglalahad ng presidente ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce Federation. Walang iba kundi si Mr. Henry Lim. Mr. Henry Lim. Okay? Leong. So, panoorin po natin itong video po nila. Okay? And before anything else po pala, nagpapasalamat din po ako sa lahat ng mga nanonood po sa atin na walang sawang na sumusuporta. Maraming salamat po. Even online and offline po tayo. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Okay guys, so panoorin po natin yung video ng Federation ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce upang mas marami pa pong makaalam ng mga Pilipino kung paano po sila pwedeng mag-donate at makatulong sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Visayas at Mindanao na naging biktima ng Typhoon Odette kamakailan. Panoorin po natin. Take it away, Direk! So habang hinihintay natin guys yung pagka-play nitong video at para mas marami pa pong makaalam, i-take down lang po ninyo yung lahat ng mga po pwedeng, kumbaga kung let's say meron po kayong gustong itulong, mapa-cash or in-kind, pwede po ninyo kaming kontakin, okay? Pwede po kayong mag-message po dito sa aming FB page, sa The Philippine Event News TV, and of course ito sa aming YouTube channel, pwede rin po kayong mag-comment para yung inyo pong tulong ay pwede po natin maipadala dun sa mga lalo-lalo na dun sa mga nangangailangan. So pwede po natin 'to ipadaan at welcome na welcome po kayo sa Federation ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce headed by President Henry Leong. So habang hinihintay lang po natin mag-start sila, okay? And of course, dun nga po pala sa mga kasamahan po natin din na of course, dun sa mga hindi naman naapektuhan, di ba? Pwede rin po silang tumanggap in kind, okay? For your information. Pero much better din po sana yung mga in kind na kailangan ng mga victims ng Typhoon Odette. Yeah, of course, katulad ng tubig, di ba? Kung meron po kayong maidodonate na ganyan, mas much better. And of course, yung damit, kailangan nila yan. Damit na, kumbaga mga panlamig, kasi lalo na ngayon, malamig ang panahon, di ba? And of course, yung pagkain, yan. Yung mga ganyang donation na in kind, yung mga kailangan po para mapakinabangan naman po ng mga naging biktima ng Typhoon Odette. Okay, so medyo matagal lang yung parang pinaka-intro nito. Medyo matagal lang ng konti, pero hintay-hintayin lang po natin, okay? Direk, pwedeng paki-fast track na lang para mabilis lang po tayo. So, ayan. So, ayan, actually nga po si, Mr. Si President or Doctor Henry Leong ay, presidente ngayon ng, Federation ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce, located diyan sa Binondo. So, willing po silang tumanggap ng inyong mga tulong. Uulitin ko, willing po silang tumanggap ng inyong mga tulong, okay? So, pwede pong ipadala sa pamamagitan po ng, kanilang, organization. So, habang nagse-set up lang po ang ating, mga staff, para mapanood po natin, ano po ba ang, gusto pong iparating, ni Mr. Dr. Henry Leong, presidente ng, Federation ng Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Medyo nagse-set up lang po, okay. So I think mag-i-start na. Okay, panoorin po natin at para mas marami po tayong malaman kung paano po natin ipapadala. Kung sino man po ang may gustong tumulong, okay, kung sino man po may gustong tumulong, pwede po ninyo ipadala ito. And of course, yeah, more power daw. And of course, cheers to the FCCCI from the PhilippinesOnline.com. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much sa lahat ng mga comment here. So, mag-comment lang po kayo at saka, let's say, meron po kayong mga tulong na gusto pong iparating, sabihin nyo lang po. Okay? So, panoorin na po natin itong video. Para mas marami po nating malaman kung paano po natin makakatulong sa mga nabiktima ng Typhoon Odette sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Partisan forum here from the company. We have with us a very important group of people. They are leaders of the Filipino Chinese community, representing 11 major Filipino Chinese business, cultural, and civic organizations. They will have an announcement here now. I will introduce each one, and later on, Dr. Henry Mondong will lead their statement. This is a coalition of 11 organizations. The name of the group is Filipino Chinese Community Calamity Fund. I'd like to introduce the different people here on stage. First, on my left, Mr. Anson Tan. He is leader of the Overseas Chinese Alumni Association of the Philippines. Mr. Anson Tan. Mr. Mao, ang daughter-in-law niya, anak ni Governor niya. Then we have also Overseas Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry leader, Mr. Juan Boje. Mr. Juan, welcome. Then we have with us Federation of Filipino Chinese Associations of the Philippines, Mr. Jerry Juan. And then we have Federation of Filipino Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FCCCI, President Dr. Henry Mondong. They kind of speak up. He is also accompanied by FCCCI officers, Dr. Lee, Media and Public Information Committee. And we also have Mr. Dino Chen. He is Assistant Secretary General of the Federation of Filipino Chambers of Commerce, Mr. Gino Chen. Now we'd like to invite Dr. Henry to give the opening statement, and later on we welcome questions from our media friends here at Partisan Forum. Dr. Henry is President of FCCCF, also Chairman of the Filipino Chinese Community Calamity Fund. Welcome, Dr. Lim.
Thank you so much, Wilson, for this introduction. Of course, to all my media friends today, we got we met during this days, and he was the director of Development of the Philippines. He was invited at that time to talk about the future. Of course, it is like Philippines very strong. Of course, the most one thing, a very good friend, was also had several books in Philippine Chinese relations. Of course, I worked during my days with Sito Lawrence in BA. Sito is just around the story the other day. But he's asking if I have any rights for the place to visit to the area and to the disaster area in this process. There's also right now the hotel who are the remarks women who have said advertised on this business forum. There's also Anna Uligas here. And of course, the rest of the other media who are present good morning. Our friends in media, friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Merry Christmas, everybody. Let us always be hopeful in no matter what storm we face. We, the members of the Filipino Chinese community, are very much saddened by the massive damage caused by Super Typhoon Odette in Visayas, Mindanao, and Palawan. Many of our countrymen and fellow Filipinos were left homeless. We also extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost their loved ones. Kami ay nakikigalamhati. We will definitely take time to recover from this calamity and rebuild the communities. But we know that the Philippines immediately we ask our neighbors first in the region to assess the calamity situation, coordinate with LGUs so that we can extend experience help to the most adversely affected communities. We've allocated 10,000 for all. Governor Arthur Yap has expressed his gratitude. We have also 10,000 packs of relief goods for Cebu, 10,000 relief packs to Negros Occidental, include Hinigaran, Kabangkalan, Lacalota, Sipalay, Inupahan, Limamaylan, and other areas. 5,000 relief packs for Southern Leyte and Western Samar. 2,500 relief packs for Negros Oriental. 2,500 province. 300 relief packs for Surigao City. 200 relief packs for Cagayan de Oro City. This relief pack will cost 400 pesos, and each pack contains 5 kilos of rice, canned sardines, and instant noodles. In support of the government program for the recovery and rehabilitation of the affected provinces, we will continue to extend relief assistance to alleviate the plight of our countrymen. We shall appeal to our member organizations to help in rebuilding these communities and the local rural economies. Aside from this, our Filipino Chinese Community Calamity Fund has also earlier since 2020 and up to this year raised 300 million pesos for COVID-19 relief efforts to benefit to all regions of the Philippines. We've donated hundreds of thousands of face masks, KN95 masks, PPE, safety goggles, face shields, medical gloves, thermal scanners, alcohol, rice, canned sardines, noodles, vitamins, and vitamin C, with zinc ventilators and other medical supplies nationwide. We'll be giving out to more than 1,000 barangays, and every week we're still giving to around 55 barangays on a weekly basis. We've donated, of course, to more than 500 hospitals over the country, from Luzon, Visayas Mindanao. Our group also made a donation to the country's biggest COVID-19 testing laboratories and equipment of the Philippine National Red Cross in Port Area, Manila. We've donated 15 million pesos for the laboratories and equipment. Our COVID-19 relief efforts have reached our frontliners, our healthcare workers, barangays, hospitals and communities, urban and rural areas across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. In overcoming the effects of Super Typhoon Odette, we in the Filipino Chinese community once more express our solidarity with our fellow Filipinos. Our nation rises again from this calamity. Nakikisa kami sa buong bayan sa pag-asa at sa pagbabangon natin muli. Huwag tayo mawalan ng pag-asa. Itong Pasko na ito, let us help spread hope, unity, and help in whatever way we can to support the victims of Super Typhoon Odette, and also to the victim of this global pandemic of the past 2 years. Many people have been asking me about our Philippine economic growth forecast for next year. We are very hopeful and optimistic of the strong Filipino or the Philippines economic recovery next year. The GDP growth of 6.5% or even higher in 2022. Because the Philippines has positive macroeconomic fundamentals, we now have much better modern infrastructures. We also have the solid bedrock of social stability and national unity. 2022 shall be a good year for economic recovery of Asia, and most especially for the Philippines. Let us work hard and unite for a prosperous new year. Amidst the pandemic and super typhoon, let's continue to work hard and work together so we can achieve strong economic and public health recovery. Patuloy ang tayo ng pagsama-sama, makaisa at matulungan upang ating malampasan itong nadaan kalamidad at ang COVID-19 pandemic. Taos puso kami napapasalamat sa inyo. Maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon sa ating lahat. Salamat, mabuhay, and may God bless us all. Thank you. Teka, by the way, para matapos na rin to,
Yes.
on my way here, no, I received a text from the ambassador of China. He would like me to convey itong text na ito sa mga media natin, ano. In fact, I asked Wilson that
Yes.
that kayo will be given a copy, no. If not right now, no, then we will probably
Email na lang.
email it or email na lang sa
Email,
inyo.
yes.
This is the statement from Ambassador Huang Xiliang of the People's Republic of China. Chinese Ambassador Huang Xiliang, Chinese goods is on their way to areas devastated by Typhoon Odette. Our hearts go out to all the Filipino families who were devastated by Typhoon Odette, which has caused massive casualties as well as property loss. In urgent response, the Chinese embassy has raised 20,000 food packages worth around 8 million pesos, and this package contains 5 kilograms of rice, 10 canned foods, 10 noodle packs, and with the help of the local Filipino Chinese community, these relief goods are on their way to Cebu, Leyte, Negros Oriental, Negros Occidental, Bohol, Cagayan de Oro, Surigao, and etc. At the same time, 4.725 million kilograms of Chinese government donated rice are already in different Philippine ports. 1.5 million kilograms are right now in Cebu, while the 3.25 million kilograms are in Manila and are now being urgently transported to the typhoon-affected areas. We thank the Philippine government in particular and the Department of Social Welfare and Development for the great efforts in urgently distributing this rice to the Filipino families in need. China will do its utmost to continue its firm support to the disaster relief efforts of the Philippine government and the Filipino people. We wish all those affected to overcome the difficulties and rebuild their houses at an early date. This is from Ambassador Huang Xiliang. So aside from the 12 million pesos being raised by the Filipino Chinese community, the embassy has added around another 8 million pesos. So it will be a total of 20 million pesos. So it will give us 50,000 packs of relief goods of 400 pesos was to be given away to different areas. And aside from that, millions of kilos of rice is already at the Philippine port in Cebu, Manila, and other areas transported to the typhoon-ravaged areas. So we would like also to thank Ambassador Huang Xiliang and the Chinese government for the very, very quick response to this Typhoon Odette. Nandiyan ang bagyo, nakakalipas pa lang, nandiyan ang bigas natin. Kaya ito, talagang mabilis ang response ng Chinese government. So again, we would like to thank them for our kindness. No? Tayong mga Filipino tayo lahat dito. Ako, isang Filipino na may dugong Chinese, in Chikna, pero I was born here. No? So this is my land of birth. This is my father, and I also thanking my biological father for whatever help they can extend to us. Again, we are ready to answer some questions, and we are happy that you are all here. Baka kung hindi nakabusok sa mga almusal nyo, pakisabi mo ulit si Wilson Flores dito. Baka may libre pa yung panghalian mamaya. Okay.
Yes, sure. Walang problema. Thank you, Dr. Henry Limbonyong, for reading the statement of Filipino Chinese Community Calamity Fund, and also for reading the statement from His Excellency Huang Xiliang, China Ambassador to the Philippines. So, ang sinare ni Dr. Henry Lim Bondyong ngayon, yung good news of immediate typhoon relief assistance worth total of 20 million pesos. The first question I received here, Dr. Lim, tinext nila, kailan yung na-decide bigla magbigay ng 12 million and to raise 12 million pesos from the 11 organizations? What day did you decide this?
Kasi Martha, actually last Saturday morning, we decided to set an emergency meeting. Kasi nakita natin ang laki-laki pinsala kasi nung una, akala natin kung ano na lang mga bagyo, no? Kasi we've been very resilient to many typhoons here. We have 24 typhoons visiting us every year, no?
Yes.
But itong Odette na ito, iba, when we saw this damages na in our Viber and all of this Facebook and all of these
You have local chapters, di ba? In this area.
And then we have local chapters who call us. Talagang malaking pinsala yan. Walang kuryente, walang cell site, hindi even yung mga empleyado namin, may mga kamag-anak sa Visayas, umiiyak na sila, hindi sila makakontak. And right now, we are even also extending our own assistance sa mga empleyado namin na may bahay nila dyan sa Visayas. Kasi mahiram silang pera, para to rebuild the houses. So actually, ang natin, nakikita natin, after ito, yung relief efforts, kasi wala silang bigas, wala silang tubig, di ba? Wala silang pakain, yun ang munang kaso natin. And later on, we also encourage yung mga membro namin na who are in the construction industry, yung nakwebenta ng yero, yung mga nakwebenta ng mga kahoy, whatever na, pako, or even yung mga whatever na kailangan mapatayo ng bahay. To also, not to raise the price, to be more considerate sa mga taong bayan natin. And hopefully that we can rebuild the houses. Kaya hindi lang umpisa lang hakbang pa lang ito eh. Marami pa kaming dapat igawa. So salamat Wilson para sa itong opportunity na ito.
Thank you very much. They're very happy also. May sinabi kayo kanina sa speech ninyo kasi maraming mga taga-media nagtatanong, iba marami nasa Zoom. Ang tanong nila, after the 2 years na pandemic na almost nagsara yung economy ng Pilipinas and the whole world, how do you foresee now, how do you forecast next year? Very good news, you just said kanina, you foresee 6.5% economic growth next year. So kahit na may typhoon ngayon, kahit na may pandemic 2 years, you are confident and hopeful pa rin.
Actually, yung 6.5% conservative pa nga yun. We are looking at that we should surpass 7.5%. Kasi hindi kami we don't rely on the statistics. What we rely is that we feel the pulse of our business, mga friends natin, kasi the Federation is an umbrella of 170 different business organizations. Meron kami chapters sa iba pang parte ng Pilipinas. So namin tayo sa whatever. And everybody has been very, very optimistic regarding our recovery for next year. Basta sana itong bagong variant na ito hindi talaga mapektado sa Pilipinas natin. Nakikita natin medyo bumababa ng mga natin ang COVID-19 na ito. And hopefully this will continue and then there will be also election the first 2 quarters of next year. And hopefully if we have a president who will be considerate, and we are looking for a president that will give the priority to agriculture and education. And agriculture has been the backbone of our economy. No country can ever rise without the support of agriculture. America rises in the late 18th centuries, early 19th centuries. It's also because of the agriculture. Yung soya nila, yung flour nila, whatever, yung wheat nila, malakas ang harvest nila. America is until now giving out subsidy of as high as $170 billion a year to para sa mga farmers sila. Farmers practically doing nothing will still get around $50,000 a year. Kaya ganun sila. Other countries is also spending 3 to 4% of the GDP para sa agriculture. Ewan ka lang, wala pa yata 1% of GDP ng that we are spending. Kaya sana yung next president natin will look at agriculture more kindly for us, para makabangon tayo, makabangon ng mga magsasaka natin. But we are happy that Secretary Dar and our company, and also the negosyo, we come out with a Masagana 300, in which dati Masagana 99 na tayo, masaya na tayo, 99 kabans per hectare. Pero ngayon, ano ba 99 kabans per hectare? We are looking at more than 300 kabans per hectare. So, this year already, we have already given recognition for the first year awardees. Kaya lang, because of the pandemic, sana they will be invited to Malacanang to be given the awards directly from the president. But because of pandemic, medyong virtual awarding na lang kami. But hopefully next year, sana with the new president, we can do it in Malacanang. Then the farmers are now very happy that they can produce more than 300 kabans per hectare. So ano ba yung 300 kabans per hectare? That's 15 tons of palay. Ano ba yung 15 tons of palay? Yung presyo ng palay, kaya ngayon, kada medyo baksak 14 pesos, minsan naka-12 pa lang, medyo hindi masyadong malakas ang angal ng mga magsasaka natin kasi naka more than 10 to 15 tons sila. Halimbawa, kung 10 tons, sa 12 pesos, ilan ba yan? Di ba? That is mga 120,000 pesos pa rin kahit na paano. So may 20,000 pesos ang gastos nila kung sarili lupa nila, sarili sila nagsasaka. Siguro wala pang 30,000 ang gastos nila. So mamikita pa rin silang 90,000 pesos per hectare. Ngunit minsan ang presyo ng palay sumisipa sa 20 pesos per kilo. At that time, 20 pesos, more than 170,000, 200,000 ang kinikita nila. Kaya pag may 5 hektarya, milyonaryo na sila sa loob ng 3 papanabuan lang. So, these are the things that we are doing. And maybe at this time, I can already give you some, what the Federation will be doing next year. Ito, kasi what we are doing right now is helping the Filipino farmers increase the yield para at least kumita sila. What I did the past few weeks now is I call up the Chinese embassy and I call up the Secretary of Agriculture. What we are seeing that meron tayong mga irritants at napapano sa West Philippine Seas. Sinabi ko na sa ambassador, sabi ko, why not hindi ba? Di ba mangingisda natin dito, mga kawawa dito, mga mangingisda. Makita natin, minsan pag lumalabas sila, lalo pag sa gabi, wala sila makahuli, yung mga fishing net sila, baka umuwi sila, mga ilan ng alimasak, ilan ng mga seal, whatever, hindi sila makahuli ng marami. Kasi yung mga gadget natin, mga whatever, puro mga lumang-luma na. Kasi ang daming mga bagong gadget na ito that can detect mga swarm of fish o yung mga school of fish kung saan makahuli ng marami. So the ambassador is willing to assist our Filipino fishermen. So we will, maybe after the holidays, we'll be meeting with the Secretary of Agriculture. Maybe we come out with a memorandum of understanding na if they will, set the expert in fisheries para pumunta dito, para mag-train mga mangingisda natin dito. I'm even asking them to donate some modern fishing vessels sa mga mangingisda natin dito para makano tayo. Kasi itong West Philippine Sea, napakalaki naman to eh. Ang dami naman isda sa dagat, Kaya I think what we can do is that instead of fighting each other, maybe we can each other to catch more fish and then we maging maganda tayong kapitbahay. Whatever paano tayong lalabanan ng mga China ngayon, lakas-lakas naman sila. Kaya tama rin si Presidente Duterte, Instead of maging kalaban tayo, pwede ba maging kaibigan muna, maging kapitbahay na magaganda. Pero hindi tayong atras, sa claim natin kahit na isang is 1/8 of our Philippine sovereignty. Hindi tayo atras yan. But more so, China, hindi rin sila atras. So paano naman yun? Maybe what we can do is that we'll just jointly explore itong dagat na ito until sometime in the future generation, maybe we can come out with a more acceptable to both sides. Pero in the meantime, siguro, makikisama muna tayo para makatulong-tulong naman tayo. So hopefully, yun ang gusto ko may gawa ng habang presidente pa ako ng federation, baka it will be one of my legacy, aside from the farmers, mga fishermen, kailan tulungan din natin to. So anyway, sorry hindi dapat ito nasa Typhoon Odette na itong operation, pero because of sinama ko na dito para makabahagi tayo, para malaman din tayo na what we will be doing. Again, salamat sa inyong lahat.
So sinabi niyo lang right now, very interesting good news, bagong good news. Maliban doon sa mga rice na millions of bags and kilos of rice all over darating na, ang good news pa ninyo, yung FCCCF is helping with the China embassy to look for ways to help our fishermen in the disputed area. So magandang balita yan. Mga fishermen will be assisted. And then, may nagtanong kanina sa media, nag-text dito, nasa likod sila. Sabi nila, you are distributing these relief food supplies, yung mga rice and sardinas and the instant noodles through the LGUs and through the local chapters of the different organizations here. Tama ba? They're asking how is the distribution being given to these regions?
Actually, we've already contacted our different local chapters. Like sa Bohol, may chapter kami sa Bohol, may chapter kami sa Cebu. We will download yung pera namin para makaano sa kanila. And then they will be there, dyan na lang sila ipapak yung mga relief goods. Kasi,
doon na ipapak sa mga different regions.
Yes. Kasi kung dito pa magagaling yan, papasip out ko namin, medyo may So at least nandyan naman sila. Pero kung kulang na mga supply sila dyan, we'll be shipping from the Manila para sa kanila. So far, okay pa naman daw sila. Kasi meron kami mga membro na may-ari ng supermarket, may-ari ng kung whatever, malaking grocery, may mga tracking. So nakikitulong-tulong naman sila dyan.
So immediately, 20 million pesos worth of relief being distributed, 12 million donated by the 11 organizations under the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund, then additional 8 million pesos worth of supplies relief from the China Embassy, the Chinese government, through the Filipino-Chinese Community Distribution. Tama ba?
Yes, precisely. Tama yung tama. So total of 20 million.
Total of 20 million pesos immediately being distributed to all the regions. Lahat ng affected by Typhoon Odette. Plus may additional good news pa kayo, para kayong Santa Claus for the country, na you want to help the fishermen. Kasi parating lumalabas sa news in the last few months, including last year, yung disputed areas, di ba? Yung mga fishermen natin sa Pilipinas. To summarize, tama ba ako sa understanding ko? Hindi problema yung conflict sa disputed areas. Ang more worry ninyo, yun hindi tayo moderno ang technology, hindi moderno ang bangka nila. Gusto ninyo to modernize their fishing capabilities with the help of the Filipino-Chinese community and asking the technical help from China. Tama ba?
Tama yun, precisely, Wilson.
Maganda. Anong stage na itong talks ninyo about the fishing assistance to the fishermen? Will you announce that by next year, maybe?
After we met, but I've talked to them separately already, and
Yes.
both of them are very eager, and happy that we can, at least ginawa namin itong dito. So after the holiday seasons, we are planning to meet
Again.
with the Chinese government represented by Ambassador, the Philippine government represented by our Secretary of Agriculture.
So this is in cooperation also with the advice of Department of Agriculture also.
Kasi meron tayong Meron tayong aquatic resources, fisheries and aquatic resources.
Yung bureau under the DA.
Under the DA,
Yes.
USEC, ang doon na nakausapin namin dyan.
That's very good news. Sana maging ano yan. So, magiging maganda ang bagong taon sa Pilipinas, not only because of all this cooperation. Sabi nyo kanina na very confident kayo na ang bagong taon 2022 mas maganda kaysa this year and last year. Anong mga reason bakit daw kayo confident? Sabi nyo, we will have a very strong economic growth. Sabi nyo, ang forecast ninyo, 6.5% economic growth. Anong reason daw ho? Ba't kayo very happy? Very confident, hopeful.
Kasi sabi namin, mga statistics namin, hindi katulad sa NEDA, kami, we feel the pulse of yung mga membro namin.
All the entrepreneurs nationwide.
Yes. For example, itong napuksan ng mall, meron ng membro ng meron siyang chain of tapos nagbibenta ng mga damit, may high-end, may low-end, may middle-end daw sila.
Sapatos.
Sinabi sa akin ngayon, itong the last 2 weeks, ang benta nila, even better than the pre-pandemic,
Itong last 2 weeks, ang benta nila, mas malakas pa sa bago pandemic.
Yes. Mas maganda before the pandemic. Nagulat nga ako, sabi ko bakit? Sabi niya, baka sa tagal na hindi lumalabas ng mga tao ngayon. Paglabas sila, talagang bili na sila mga damit o whatever.
Yes.
Saka ngayon, dati puro window shopping. Ngayon, pag lumabas yan, talagang bibili naman sila talaga. Kaya nagulat nga ako . So, hindi lang yan, pero pati sa ibang department naman din yun.
Tapos sabi ninyo, gaganda, tapos magkakaroon ng maraming trabaho, sabi din nyo kanina, pag ganyan ang mangyari sa ekonomiya natin next year, so mas maraming tao magkakaroon ng employment next year.
Kasi one of our advocacies is to spend, di ba? Pero magkakaroon mga tao, unless the people spend,
yes,
hindi makamove na economy natin. But, when they spend, it will be a virtuous cycle naman. Kasi dati ang cycle natin,
vicious cycle.
Vicious cycle .
Ngayon, virtuous cycle.
If you spend, then the retailer outlets has to order more products from the manufacturer. The manufacturers has to produce more products for to meet. If they produce more products, you have to employ more people, di ba? Kaya marami mas nakaroon ng trabaho. Kaya mas maraming empleyado employed, mas may pera mga taong bayan natin. Pag mas may pera, babalik naman sa ekonomiya para may panggasto sila. But then, how can we start the virtuous cycle? I was always asking the government, kailangan mag-download ng liquidity sa baba.
Yes.
Kasi nung una pa wala pang liquidity, how can they spend, di ba? Kaya right now, I think at least, actually last year, lahat mga member namin medyo optimistic naman sila. Akala nila itong COVID-19 na ito, pang sandali lang yan. So, we give out actually advanced 13-month pay, advanced mga sick vacation leave, whatever. So, yun ang may binibigyan na. Pero, unfortunately, itong COVID-19 na masyado matagal. So, this year, marami na hirapan naman. Kasi talagang madumalang negosyo. And we are happy that the government is downloading some funds dahil sa mga MSMEs para makaroon sila ng konting loan para mabigay sila ng 13-month pay sa mga empleyado nila.
Dr. Lim, may nagtanong din pala, sorry, nag-text dito. Sa tingin niya ba, yung election sa Mayo na mag-uumpisa na next year ang kampanya, may nagsabi daw na yung taga-Nielsen Philippines, sabi niya, at least 1 o 2% GDP additional daw na gastos, saka growth daw. Every election daw. Do you feel that? Do you validate that na dahil sa election na darating din, lalong datakas din ang ekonomiya natin additional, mayroong back effect yan?
Hindi kasi every election naman talagang
spending.
Talagang may gastos mga politicians Kaya paano nakikita natin mga politicians talagang binibigyan ng pera ng husto. So talagang may tulong 'yun. Kaya lang kami mga negosyante, siyempre this an open public secret naman. Lahat ng mga negosyante kahit paano meron sila sariling favorite na politicians at gusto silang itulungan. Kaya lang this year medyo ang support ng mga negosyante medyo maduma na count na hindi na count yan, no, husto, ano, kasi sa pandemic na ito na talaga hindi sila kumikita ng husto. Kaya medyo pinapasensya natin sa mga kaibigan natin who's running, no. But just the same, kahit paano may gastos pa rin, di ba? Nakikita natin, no, may mga spending yan, nakikita natin, may mga tarpaulins natin na tayo, meron silang mga kung whatever ng mga meeting the advisor, lahat yan, may gastos yun eh.
So mas maraming relief from them also. May na-text naman dito, Dr. Henry Lim, kasi you're one of the leaders also of the paper industry. Sikat daw pamilya ninyo noon sa Sterling Notebook. May na-text dito, anong assessment of the Filipino-Chinese business community about the news na by January daw the schools might reopen? Anong balita tungkol dyan and anong reaction ninyo about opening of schools?
Actually, yung pandemic, had a very bad timing sa amin. Dapat during that year, no, itong sa Marso, April, Mayo, malakas ang benta ng school opening. Kaya lang, biglang naka-lockdown during those days. Medyo apektado natin sa mga puro virtual naman. So ngayon, we welcome kung ang sabi ni Debet na kailangan. Kasi mahirap yung mga virtual na yan, paano naman virtual na yan? Wala silang social activities, wala silang social interaction. Mga bata natin, puro na sa bahay, hindi nila alam kung paano nang socialize na eh. Kaya we are happy that our Department of Education has seen that as one of the things that hamper the growth sa mga bata natin. And they are trying their best to open up. Kung itong Omicron virus na ito, kung hindi masyadong apektado naman dito, I'm sure that they will open more schools. Kasi right now, pwede mga bata, pwede na sila mag-vaccinate na ngayon. So we're looking forward to that, Wilson.
Yes. So you support the opening of schools. Is it true January na yan? Nationwide?
Sana January. Pero palagay ko, baka hindi na sa January. The school opening in June. I do not know if it will be moved to August or whatever, but definitely within next year, I think it will be open.
Yes. So thank you very much, Dr. Henry Lim Bonyong. Just in case kung may tanong pa kayo, anybody who wants to ask question, may tanong sa likod. Clarissa, pakitulungan lang sila sa microphone. Yes, microphone. May tanong sa likod. Sabi na microphone. Sige. Yes, I could hear you.
Among your members, tapos hindi na lang po mag-aaral sa LGU. But the challenge po ngayon, mauubos ka rin po yung mga food supplies.
Sa supermarkets.
Sa mga tinamaan po.
Good question.
Naubusan daw sa supermarkets.
Hindi, kaya ngayon, we are in contact with our local chapters. Yung mga iba, okay pa naman sila na lang pero baka kulang sila, it will definitely come from here. And
yes.
we have also contacts with the Coast Guard, the Philippine Navy,
Yes.
para makadala itong mga relief po sa amin sa lugar na yan. Right now, para pinakamabilis, whatever na, kung meron sila, diyan muna silang, ipapaano muna. Kasi meron din kami mga may-ari ng supermarket dyan eh. Sabi nila, okay pa naman sila. So, kung okay naman sila, we'll allow them to do that. Actually, sa Cagayan de Oro, napadistribute na namin dyan eh, nung Saturday pa eh. Saka yung mga ibang lugar, unti-unti na. Kung hindi naman pwedeng 10,000 kaagad, kung may 2,000 kahit na paano, yun na lang muna. The rest will follow. Definitely, all those that I mentioned, they will be given the relief goods.
So, yung LGUs na po mag-identify
Yes.
Meron na. Through our local chapter.
So
The Federation and the Chinese Calamity Fund, may mga local chapter over the Philippines. Lahat ng lugar meron kaming mga tao dyan.
Thank you very much for that question. Si Dr. Lily may sinabi siya kanina din na yung PESA daw could also assist PESA. So Dr. Lily, can you tell Dr. Lim later on May tanong pa sa likod.
Salamat kayo sa Rito Planas.
Oo,
Bibigyan
Rito
natin
Plaza.
yun.
No? Oo.
Plaza.
Sa Rito Plaza. Ay, may tanong sa likod. Yes, paki-mention na lang yung tanong nyo. Yes. Pakilakasan na lang, sorry. Yes. Yes, about economy. Yes, ang tanong. Yes. Tama. Sa dami daw ng mga areas, how do you allocate lahat somehow mabibigyan? Iba-iba kasing region. May Visayas, may Mindanao.
Alam mo, ang federation, sanay na kami dito sa mga disaster. So, meron kami tao talaga, may secretariat kami. Pag napunta ka na sa federation building namin, makikita mo naman lahat mga tao namin. Busy talaga. Then also, hindi sa kung ano dapat ng Of course, Gino is
Yes.
one of them. Siyang assistant ng ng Secretary General namin. Kaya marami naman tumutulong dito. We are coordinating every day, almost every hour, kung whatever na dapat kami gawin.
Thank you.
Pero we are happy also today that Ambassador Wang Silian is putting up additional 8 million pesos para sa relief operation natin.
So this is in addition to the 12 million, may 8 million from the China Ambassador for the 20 million immediate relief. May tanong dito sa likod. Nandun daw ba ang mga local chapter of the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund or bahala na daw ang LGU? In coordination ba yan?
Hindi, mga local chapter namin sila ipapak mga relief goods yun .
Yes.
Kasi we make sure that kung sabi namin 400 pesos, kailangan talaga 400 pesos worth of relief goods yun. So sila magpapak and then we'll be coordinating with the LGUs kung saan lugar sila ipapadistribute yun. So yun ang ginagawa namin para mas mabilis. Kasi papak namin dito, papadala pa ulit yan. So we cut one step na lang. So dyan na lang sila directly papak. And then we'll just download the amount to them.
Nandun daw ba ang mga representatives of the local chapters to help oversee na make sure yung distribution?
Mga distribution nandiyan ang tao namin kasi we have to make sure na
accountability.
Kasi mahirap din nakalaka ito, Filipino Chinese Calamity Fund. Tapos pag dumating sa kanila, pinalitan yung supot na ito.
Baka nawala na. Tama, very good question.
Pangalan kung sino-sinong
tama, lalo na election.
So anyway, we know that dito tayo pinanap, dito tayo
natin dyan. Very good question. And good reminder. The reason pala si Dr. Hendelin and the other leaders dito is holding this media briefing natin dito is part of the accountability. Kasi itong 12 million plus the 8 million, lahat yan donations by the public, by the different entrepreneurs and different associations of the Filipino-Chinese community. So ito ginagawa ni Dr. Hendelin and the other people here to account for it, diba? To report to the public where their donations are being given and how you are handling it, diba?
Okay lang.
Para naman alam nila saan pupunta yung donation.
Sabi nila, pati resibo nila, kung makalang sila for that one. So ina-account namin talaga.
So thank you very much for your very good news. Good timing kayo kasi it is 4 days before Christmas. So kahit na malungkot yung nangyayari sa typhoon, it's a form of Christmas giving na rin, di ba?
We would like also, of course, to console ourselves that I think we're the first local organizations that react very fast to this typhoon Odette na ito. Yes. And hopefully we are looking for many others to follow. Pero alam natin yung mga ibang radio stations, mga TV stations, meron na rin sarili silang mga ganitong movement na ito. And hopefully this is just a drop in the ocean. Hopefully the ripple effect created by this will also invite more people to join us. So ito ng taong bayan to, hindi lang pwede kaya natin mga Chinese community na ito, Filipino Chinese community, kailangan tulong-tulong tayo. lahat tayo mga Filipino tayo lahat dito. Kaya yun, we want to spearhead and we want to let it be known so others will follow.
Thank you very much. Saka, for the media who are here and nasa Zoom, si Dr. Henry Lim and the different leaders dito ng Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund would like to also share rice to everyone here. Lahat kayo will bring home rice. May white rice, may brown rice from Doña Maria brand. So, and plus other humble gifts natin.
Plus yung mga pandesal niya.
Yes.
He will soon.
Plus, sabi ni Dr. Henry Lim, don't forget, after this, you will have lunch here. You can order simple lunch natin dito for everyone. Maybe you can summarize again, Dr. Henry Lim, what you just said this whole morning, the donation, and maybe you want to thank the donors of the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund, plus the Chinese ambassador.
Okay, well, so kasi, at least nalaman mo na that it will be 12 million from the Filipino-Chinese Calamity Fund and 8 million from the Chinese government, so a total of 20 million. So it will be a total of 50,000 relief goods. One relief goods actually can fit around 5 to 10 persons. So it will at least
5 to 10 persons per bag, no?
So it will at least benefit around mga kalating milyong mga tao natin. At napapano makatulong pa rin tayo. But as I said, this is just a drop in the ocean, and hopefully others will also follow. And again, of course, sinasabi ko, matutulong din tayo sa mga mangingisda natin, para sila makahuli ng mas marami. And then, itong economy natin for next year, we are very optimistic about next year. So, we're looking forward, that the country will be recovering talagang next year. And we pray very hard, that this bagong variant na Omicron na hindi masyado mapiktado sa bansa natin. So, again, I'd like to thank you.
Ay, may tanong dito, sorry. May tanong pa dito. This is from Alisa Tan of Business World Newspaper. Tanong niya, would it be possible to ask FCCCI regarding possible issues on business tax in Manila City and other areas in the Philippines? Mamaya daw, after the Pandesal Forum, can they interview you about Manila City tax, business tax questions? May tanong siya mamaya after this. Kasi that's for the newspaper. And there are other messages pa. Ano pa ibang tanong? Yun mga ibang. Yes, so thank you very much again. I'd like to summarize lang what Dr. Henry Lim Bonyong just announced. 12 million pesos donation immediately being distributed now by 11 organizations of the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund. The members of this group, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Inc., FCCCI, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Associations of the Philippines, Philippine-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Overseas Chinese Alumni Association of the Philippines, Filipino-Chinese Amity Club, World News Daily, Filipino-Chinese Silian Association, Overseas Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Philippines, Philippine Sung Ching Ling Foundation, Philippines Jinjiang Sen Association, World Fujian Youth Federation of the Philippines, plus 8 million pesos additional relief and food supplies donated by the Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Huang Xilian.
Plus 3.2 million
plus
kilos
3.2 million, plus additional 3.2 million kilos of rice now arriving in the ports of Manila, Cebu, and other areas. So 20 million pesos plus 3.2 million kilos worth of rice. Thank you to everyone. Thank you again. I'd like to thank the people here representing the organizations. Once again, thank you, Dr. Henry Lim Bonyong of the FCCCI, Mr. Anson Tan here on my left, Overseas Chinese Alumni Association, Mr. Huang Guojie over there of the Overseas Chinese Chamber, and Mr. Jerry Kwa of Federation of Filipino Chinese Associations of the Philippines. Once again, thank you for speaking here at the very unique Christmas edition of the Pandesal Forum of 82-year-old Kamuning Bakery Cafe. We have a tradition here, whether you are a political leader or artista or celebrity, everyone here has a Pandesal gift, and all the media also. Can we have a photo of that with the Pandesal?
By the way, no, I would also
Yes.
just like to okay, sabi, ipaalam din sa inyo, what is 3.2 million kilos of rice,
Yes.
Philippine pesos,
Oh, how much is that?
Kung, for example, kung 40 pesos ang isang kilo ng bigas,
Yes,
that's 128 million pesos.
128 million pesos.
Yeah, malaki yun.
Clarissa, pakilista dyan. 128 million pesos worth of rice also donated now in the ports by the Chinese government. 128 million pesos worth of rice. 2.3 million kilos.
3.2.
3.2, sorry, 3.2, hindi 2.3. 3.2 million kilos of rice worth 128 million pesos immediately donated by the Chinese government for the Philippines. So that is a very good pang Noche Buena and up to New Year yan for our affected countrymen all over the Philippines. Once again, thank you. Picture taking tayo. Picture taking tayo with the Pandesal. Everyone has one Pandesal. This is a tradition of Kamuning Bakery here at Pandesal Forum. Whether you're a senatorial candidate, presidential candidate, or ambassador.
May bibira, di ba?
Thank you very much. In rice, pwede ilabas ang rice. Clarissa, pwede mag-abot ang rice for the picture taking here. For all the media here and sa Zoom, yung mga nasa Zoom, please paki-message lang via text or via chat box your addresses and your cell phone number, how we could send the rice to your home, or you can come here. So thank you very much again for that 20 million pesos worth of relief assistance plus 128 million pesos worth of rice donations, 3.2 million kilos coming from China, our neighbor. So thank you very much for all this. Yes. Yes, very good. May dagdag na tanong dito. May additional question dito. What is the timetable for the 3.2 million kilos distribution? When is it going to be distributed?
Itong 3.2 million, may parte sa Cebu Port na, may parte na sa Manila Port. Nandito na.
Nandito na sa port natin.
Napakabilis na.
Ang bilis.
Oo. Nandito na yan.
Thank you very much for that question. That's a lot of rice. So at least hindi tayo problema sa rice. Kailangan na lang lutuin ng masarap. So this is sample rice to be given to all our media friends here. Ito, special rice to.
Hawak namin.
High quality Doña Maria rice. By the way, imamarites ko sa inyo, ang pangalan ng Doña Maria is named after in honor of the late mother of Dr. Henry Lim. So ito, may brown rice, may white rice, lahat kayo dito meron. And then, may lunch pa tayo ha, mag-order tayo ng lunch. May mga lunch tayo dito. Merry Christmas to all our media friends.
Kaya lang itong lunch to, walang Doña Maria rice yata.
Oo, meron.
Medyo mahal to eh.
Oo, ibang presyo.
Natitipid si Wilson eh. Kaya,
yeah. High-end ito. High-end. Kaya yung mga makakuha ng rice ito. Meron, iba 10 kilo kaya hindi na inakyat dito kasi mabigat dito kaya nila kasi kaya yung mga brown rice ang pinakita dito.
Alex, thank you for coming.
Yes. Mag-chat tayo after this over the simple lunch. Thank you very much again. Merry Christmas sa lahat. Pakilista pangalan nila lahat sa cellphone numbers. Thank you very much again to everyone. Thank you to Dr. Henry Limonio. Thank you to Mr. Stan. Thank you to Mr. Juan Poche. Thank you to Mr. Jerry Kwa. And to Dr. Lily team, thank you for being here and helping Dr. Fernando Gang and Mr. Gino Chen. And also, at Zoom, I thank very much to all the media in the Zoom for joining. Paki-chat lang your cell phone numbers, paki-message sa text, paki-bigay ang cellphone number ko. So please, i-text lang ninyo, home address ninyo. We will send rice to your home plus pandesal. Please don't forget sa mga nasa Zoom, thank you very much for attending the Pandesal Forum. Almost Christmas na, thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone. Paki-ano tayo, chat tayo.
When treating a cold, you need fast relief and a solution that targets the root cause. Try Nuzep Forte. Taking Nuzep when you start feeling cold symptoms helps your body fight the infection through Nuzep's virus defense action, which helps protect healthy cells from being infected by the cold virus. It also targets common symptoms like sneezing, runny nose, and headache, so you can go back to doing what you enjoy. Get fast relief from a cold. Try Nuzep Forte. This has been Medifacts for Nuzep.
Kasing advertisement. So, medyo maliwanag na, kaya medyo ganito na yung aking background. Minsan kasi, kailangan kasi yung medyo lighted, well-lighted talaga yung background ko. So, yan, napanood po ninyo yung press conference ng Pandesal Forum together with the president ng Federation ng Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. Yan ay walang iba kundi si President Dr. Henry Lim Boniliong. So, to summarize lang po ng mga kanilang kumbaga napag-usapan is yun nga, 12 million donation by a Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund or FCCCF for Typhoon Odette victims in Visayas and Mindanao. China ambassador donates 8 million relief goods to be distributed by Filipino-Chinese groups. And also for the Chinese government donates 3.2 million kilos of rice worth 128 million pesos. And of course, dito sa FCCCI, they forecast 6.5% Philippine economic growth in 2022 and strong recovery, especially with the added boost from election spending and possible opening of schools. And of course, working for fisheries, tech cooperation and aid from China for Filipino fishermen through the China Embassy and Department of Agriculture. So, yan po ang ating featured organization for today, topic for today ngayon dito sa Usapang Kabayan. And I hope sana po nabigyan po kayo ng linaw kung if ever mag-donate po kayo, mag-message, siguro much better po mag-message na lang po kayo dito sa aking FB page. Okay, mag-message po kayo dito sa aking FB page, dito sa The Philippine Event News TV or dito po sa ating YouTube channel, which is The Philippine Event News TV, na naka-indicate naman po dyan sa ating, kumbaga, sa ating screen. I will kumbaga, i-ano natin direct, paki-ano lang direct yung sa screen natin para makita lang po ng mga viewers natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, habang susunod yan direct. Okay. So, bale, eto kasi, yung mga organization na ito, hindi lang dun sa Federation of Filipino Chamber of Commerce Incorporated, marami silang groups and organization wherein pwede po ninyo din doon natin ipadaan kung wala po kayong any contacts doon sa Visayas and Mindanao. Okay, na kung sino man po yung may gustong tumulong. Okay, o kaya naman po, pwede po ninyo ditong ipadaan sa inyong lingkod. Pwede po kayong mag-send ng comment dito sa aking FB page na Philippine Event News TV o kaya po dito sa aking YouTube channel na Philippine Event News TV para pwede natin pong i-connect kayo dun sa mga organization especially dun sa Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, wherein sila po ay open hand sila na tumulong at tumanggap ng inyong mga donasyon. Okay? So tayo po ay streaming live. Of course, streaming live po tayo ngayon sa aking Facebook page, Shaine Pe. And of course, dito sa ating FB page, the Philippine Event News TV. And of course, dito sa ating partner Digital TV, Global Pinas Online TV Channel 168. And dito sa ating isa pang social media pages, blog and events of the Philippines. And of course, sa aking LinkedIn account, Nes Aguilar. And sa ating mga YouTube channel, the Philippine Event News TV and Sovereign PH Channel 911. Every time po tayo magla-live stream, tayo po ay sabay-sabay na mapapanood dun sa mga social media at FB pages na nabanggit ko po. So, anyway guys, yun nga po, palagi po tayong magdasal, of course, and palagi po nating alagaan ang ating katawan, makaiwas po sa sakit. Mag-take po tayo ng vitamin C with zinc, okay, dahil dun sa mga viruses, okay, viruses na gumagala na naman, yun na naman, gumagala na naman ay mga bagong viruses katulad ng Omicron. And of course guys, meron na namang, according sa Pag-asa, meron na namang bagyo na parating na mas malakas pa raw kay Odette. My God, Diyos ko naman, Lord, wag niyo naman na kaming bagyuhin dito sa Pilipinas. Meron na naman daw parating bago mag-New Year. My God, ano ba to? Is this the last storm? Pero itong pinakamalakas daw. Mas malakas pa raw kay Odette. Eh, Odette is signal number 4 eh. Baka naman yan ay signal number 5. My God. So, sana po, Lord, wag na po sana to. Sana po, I would ask sana na lumihis sana ito. Wag na po sana itong dumaan sa Pilipinas kasi marami na pong nasalanta, especially sa Visayas and Mindanao region. Marami na pong nasalanta ng bagyong Odette. And please naman po, Lord, ilihis niyo po kami sa sinasabing pinakamalakas na bagyo na mas malakas pa kay bagyong Odette. Okay? So guys, mag-pray lang po tayo palagi and sana maging masagana po ang ating bagong taon at makaiwas po tayo sa mga ganyang klase ng bagyo na super typhoon. My God. So parang ano ba to? I don't think na pinaparusahan tayo but this is a natural calamity na hindi talaga natin maiiwasan. Pero sana, I hope sana maka-invento ang mga Filipino inventors na kung let's say may mga bagyo na parating na katulad niyan, ay pwede nating barilin. Doon pa lang sa area na yon na malayo pa lang sa ating bansa, eh pwede na nating barilin para magkawatak-watak siya at instead na maging super bagyo, eh kumbaga, hindi na siya ganun kalakas kung tatama man dito sa ating kalupaan. Kasi, you know guys, ang Pilipinas kasi ay bagyuhin. Kumbaga, daanan talaga ng bagyo ang ating bansa. Kaya dapat alam na po natin kung ano dapat po natin gawin, lalong-lalo na sa mga ganitong klase ng panahon. Lalo-lalo na pag ganitong panahon, bagyuhin talaga. So, dapat po, mga kababayan, okay? Mga kababayan ko, dapat alam na po natin dapat ang ating gagawin. Hindi yung dapat na every time na lang may bagyo, eh palagi na lang tayong, oh may bagyo, ay kailangan natin. Kumbaga parang first timer, palaging first timer. No, dapat alam na po natin ang dapat natin pong gawin, lalong-lalo na kung may mga parating na mga ganyang klaseng bagyo, eh malakas man o mahina. Okay? So katulad ng pag-iimbak ng ating mga pagkain, di ba? Yung mga first 3 days food, di ba? O meron tayong noodles at saka let's say bigas. Yung kumbaga para hindi lang tayo magutom, tinapay. Kumbaga may mga dilata, may mga first hand food po tayo or parang mga first aid kumbaga. At saka may mga medicines na rin po tayo na naka-imbak na, 'di ba? Or para if ever may mangyaring ganito, mga kalamidad, isang bit-bit na lang natin o isabit nyo lang sa dingding, 'di ba? Nakalagay sa isang plastic bag na kumbaga yung wag naman yung plastic bag na madaling masira. Yung plastic bag na makapal, mag-invest po tayo noon. Wherein nandun na lahat nakalagay yung mga pangailangan natin for the first 3 days. Kasi usually kasi kapag mga ganyan, at let's say binagyo, syempre yung unang araw, wala ka talagang mahihinga ng tulong agad-agad kasi cut ang lahat ng communication, 'di ba? Walang internet. Of course, hindi ka makakatawag, hindi ka makaka-text kasi nga walang signal. So, yun lang para makasurvive lang po tayo, kumbaga ano bang tawag doon? Yung ating buhay ay maalagaan natin kahit sa panahon ng kalamidad ay dapat po sana ay makapaghanda po tayo palagi. Kasi alam niyo naman ang ating bansa ay talagang binabagyo. Okay? Binabagyo, maraming kalamidad na dumadaan dito sa atin. Andiyan yung kalamidad ng sa typhoon, kagaya niya nangyari kay Odette. Andiyan yung kalamidad sa lindol, andiyan yung kalamidad sa mga bulkan. So dapat alam na po sana natin ang dapat nating gawin, guys. Hindi na dapat natin iasa pa sa gobyerno. Tayo na mismo ang dapat na gumawa para tayo ay mabuhay at maisave po natin ang ating mahal na buhay. Okay? So dapat kung ako sa inyo, kahit na mga sabihin natin wala akong extra pera para pang-imbak ng pagkain, hindi naman kailangan isang damukal ang inyong i-imbak. For the first 3 days lang po, okay, sabihin natin meron kayong 5 kilong bigas na naka-imbak, di ba? Meron kayong, sabihin natin 3 galon na tubig, di ba? Sardinas, sabihin natin may mga 1 dosena kayong sardinas, o 1 dosenang noodles, di ba? Yung mga immediately na pwede nating magagamit agad-agad in case of emergency. Tapos, meron din tayo dapat flashlight, diba? Yung on the, kumbaga nakalagay na kaagad dun sa isang bag natin, may flashlight na tayo. Ano pa ba? Yung first aid kit natin, if ever may mga nasugatan sa atin, dapat yan kumpleto. Alam na po dapat na natin yan. Kasi, ang ating bansa ay palaging dinadaanan po ng mga calamities. So, hindi na po dapat natin ito palaging kumbaga parang palaging ay first hand, parang palaging bago, hindi. Tayo na po ang tumulong sa ating sarili. Okay? Para hindi po tayo mamatay. Wag na po natin iasa sa government o sa iba pang tao. Mismong sarili na po natin ang dapat makagawa ng paraan upang masave po natin ang ating mahal na buhay. Okay, guys? So I hope sana marami po sana kayong natutunan dito sa ating topic ngayon dito sa Usapang Kabayan. Ito ay tungkol sa mga biktima ng Typhoon Odette. At siguro in a while, kasi since na medyo na bakante tayo ng ilang linggo, ipapalabas naman po natin ang tawag dito, yung mga iba pang organization na gusto pang tumulong at open hand sila dito sa ating mga nabiktima ng Typhoon Odette. So, this is the part 2 naman po. Part 2 dito sa Pandesal Forum ng Kamuning Bakery Cafe. Anyway guys, by the way, this is Nes Aguilar, host ng Usapang Kabayan. See you again next week, same time. And kung may mga gusto po ninyong topic na gusto po natin pag-usapan dito sa Usapang Kabayan, write down lang kayo dito sa ating comment section sa FB page ng The Philippine Event News TV. And of course, sa YouTube channel ng The Philippine Event News TV. And anyway, Merry Christmas po sa inyong lahat. Kahit na simple lang ang ating Christmas, importante ay sama-sama po tayong magpapapamilya. Importante tayo po ay masaya, whatever yung nakayanan natin, na ilagay natin sa ating hapag, di ba? Maging masaya po tayo, maging kontento po tayo, maging satisfied po tayo. Huwag po tayong maghangad ng mas, kumbaga, na hindi naman natin kaya, di ba? Maging simple lang at importante, yung pamilya ay sama-sama. Anyway guys, this is Nes Aguilar, host ng Usapang Kabayan. See you again next week, same time, and same place, same channel, okay? Good morning to all of you guys. Good mornings, and take care always. God bless. Bye!